bananas in the paddock, get my piece.
Camera speed.
Sound production.
She not a lesbian.
Hey, what's good, guys? It's your boy G Marcus TV, back with a brand new video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. So we had a break from the Queens show. They did not show Queens last Tuesday. So I was able to take a little small break, and just like that, they showed their episode. It's like one more episode left, so we're on episode 9, and this one is called No Strings Attached. This one, I would say it was a light, okay episode. It was better than the usual. So, of course, as you guys know how this works, what I do is I do a review and I do a recap of how the episode went down. So it starts off, the girls, they're having breakfast. They're talking about how Carrie, she's not really excited to date the new guy that she wanted to date with, Peter, the guy that she wanted to date with, and they vomited. She was like kind of one foot in, one foot out. So they had like a little discussion on that. So after that, Miranda asked the girls to help her like build the shelter. Because of course, you know, the professor wants to build a shelter for women that's been abused. So she basically asked them if they could come help out. So Charlotte goes and said that she's basically going into menopause. She basically brags about how she's not getting the same symptoms as girls are having, you know, the hot flashes, the pains, those type of things. So the girl's like, what the hell? How the hell you're not getting those type of things? So we go to Carrie's apartment. So Lizette gives Carrie some free jewelry from her collection. So then after that, they have a little discussion about Mr. Biggs' ring, the wedding ring. So she tells her how, you know, Mr. Biggs died. And she basically does not want to give up the ring. Like, of course she wants to move on, but doesn't want to move on. So Charlotte's daughter Lily, she basically gets her period. So now she needs help on how to put on the tampon because she has no idea how to put on the tampon. Like throughout the show, they talked about this. So basically Charlotte, like a proud mom, is trying to help her put in the tampon, giving different ways that she could do it. Really trying to be a supportive mom, helping her daughter out. My favorite part of the whole damn show that has me still watching the show, Miranda and Shay, they're having dinner. And, you know, they chilling, they kicking it. Some fans, they recognize Shay, so, you know, they're nice, they're cool. They're just like, yo, they want to take a selfie, so they start taking selfies with Shay. So then they look at Miranda, it was just like, yo, you're a celebrity? Miranda was just like, no, I'm just the girlfriend. So when she says, I'm the girlfriend, yo, Shay just turns to her and just gives her like a look like, huh? So the fans, they really trying to like be there, like have a whole conversation type of thing. So they're basically talking about how basically Shay smashed some of their friends. So it's funny as hell. So eventually Shay just stops talking, just looks at them. It's like, oh, okay. So later on that week, Miranda shows up to Shay's house unannounced, happy as hell, like a schoolgirl about to go to her boyfriend's house. So she has cookies and everything. So Shay's just looking at her like, what the fuck are you doing here? It's awkward as hell. We didn't have nothing scheduled. Like, you cannot just basically pop up like that. So Miranda feels like shit. But I respect Shay because Shay let it be known, like, yo, you're not my girl. We're not dating. Like, we're getting to know each other. I was like, damn, you gotta respect that. She was just like, yeah, I was just writing my comedy, so just like, yeah, to pop up like this. But Shay makes it very clear that, yeah, they're not dating, they're just getting to know each other, but she's the only person that Miranda is sleeping with. So that kind of like softened up a little bit, and they end up kissing, end up making up, and as Miranda was still going to leave, what does Shay do? She ends up taking the cookies. You got it right. It's just like, oh, I did the same damn thing. So later on, Carrie and Seaman, they go to a club for her birthday, and they're just on the line, waiting to get online. So Carrie ends up taking a picture of the hand, you know, with the rings. Basically, Seaman was just like, yo, we should take off the engagement ring before you go on the date. So she's just, again, she's not really feeling this whole take off the ring thing. She really does not want to let go of Mr. Big. So they was trying to get into the club, but the bouncer would not let them in. Because the bouncer didn't let them in, they end up going to a regular restaurant, and they just ended up eating. Carrie just tells her, like, yeah, like, she feels like this is gonna be a year that Seaman meets the right guy. So Charlotte's best friend Anthony, he comes through with a new boyfriend. They go have dinner at Charlotte's place. So the new guy brings up the Holocaust and basically says that, yo, you know, the Holocaust was not a really big deal, right? So Anthony hears that and gets tight because of course, you know, it's a Jewish family. Kick this ass out. So this was a really stupid, dumb scene. So basically Carrie meets up with Peter and she tells him, I didn't want to send you a text message. I wanted to tell you in person that, yeah, I cannot do this. She just basically does not want to move on. So he said he kind of understands because it's, of course, he can't get over his wife either. He still walks around with her voicemail the same way she still walks around with the ring. So I'm just like, you really came all the way there to tell this guy you don't want to have the date? So this is wasted cab fare. You wasted cab fare. Like, are you freaking kidding me right now? Like, I would be pissed. So now the whole gang's at the women's shelter where they're gonna help the professor build the women's shelter. Like basically paint, clean, do stuff like that. So Steve and Miranda's son is there, Miranda is there, Carrie, they're all there. So as they're painting the professor's husband, of course, you know, she cannot have children. So the professor's husband, he sees a father and a son, they're painting together. So he's just there, he's just memorized by it. He's just like, damn, you could just see he's really hurt. He really wants to have a kid. So he brings it up to the professor, and the professor kind of like brushed it off a little bit. She didn't really want to talk about it. So he gets a little tight. Like, yeah, I kind of wanted to talk about it. He doesn't know. He really doesn't know anymore. And she's just looking at him like, what you mean you don't know? Like, it was one of those type of things like, yo, I want to have children. He's grieving. He wants to have children, and you cannot give him the child. Like, so of course he wants to freaking talk about it. So Seema, she sees a club owner next door, and they start to flirt with each other a little bit. So then Steve and Carrie, they're in the same room, and as they're painting, Steve just wants to find out some information. Like, he wants to know like how long this has been going on with Shay and Miranda. Like, did she always like females? He's asking those type of questions, and she's trying to be nice. She's really trying to comfort him. I'm just like, damn, he's still hurt. My guy Steve, he's still hurt. He had the wedding ring on, and he was like, no matter what happens, he still loves her, and he's gonna carry this wedding ring. I was like, damn, Steve, let it go. So Carrie just was like, yo, she's not sure she was interested in women. She just feels like maybe it's just Shay. I can't even lie to you, I kind of got a little annoyed by him. I don't know what it was, because Steve is one of my favorite characters from the show. While they're talking, she ends up accidentally sticking on her shoe. And you know, Carrie, she loves her damn shoes. She spends thousands of bread on these freaking shoes. She gets it stuck in some paint, goes to clean the shoe in the sink, and she ends up dropping her ring. And I was like, oh shit. Who came to the rescue? Your boy Steve. Your boy Steve got some supplies, and he ended up getting the ring out of the drain. So as Charlotte is helping Lily with her period, she still was having problems trying to put in the tampon, trying to really deal with the period. So as she's trying to help her, she ends up getting a freaking period. Like, this is something I never knew about. I never knew anything about a flash period. I thought when periods came, girls knew it was gonna come. She gets the period and she's bleeding from the back. So the girls, they see it and they end up covering her up, letting her know what's going on. But I was like, damn, like, I feel so sorry for females, like, to bleed out of nowhere. And oh yeah, but shout out to them. They covered up, they got her to like a safe place so she could wash up or whatever. So Carrie goes back home, and she ends up taking off the ring that she got as a present, and she ends up taking off the wedding ring and puts it in a box. And to be honest with you, her character is very inconsistent, because most of the time it just seems like she's kind of over this whole big thing, and some days they just put it in there like she's not over it. So I'm just like, yo, make up your damn mind. Is she over this or not over this? Basically, yo, get it together. Like, what are y'all really trying to do with this? So after that, she texts Peter and just like, yo, she's down to have the next date. So right after that, they go to a club that was owned by the guy that Steven met earlier on. He lets them in the club, and that's how the episode ended. Tonight's episode, I would say it's a good episode. It wasn't bad. It was not a throwaway. I give it that. I don't know, I feel like the writing could have been a little stronger. The Shay Miranda could have been a little stronger. Like, I can't even lie, I expected more from them. It could have been better writing when it came to that. The whole, even though it pissed me off, that whole Carrie, she meets up with the dude just to say she don't want to date. I was like, okay, you know, it just makes her the piece of shit that I know that she is. Like, I do not like Carrie. Like, she's like the worst freaking character on the show to me. Like, she's pointless. Like, her character makes no sense. But I'll say tonight's episode, I'll give it a 7.5. It was not bad. I'll be honest with you guys, I can't wait for this to end. Like, I had it with this show. They need to I just really hope number 10 is not no crazy episode where it's a cliffhanger. Like, oh my god, like, a tragic and we gotta wait a year. I'm waiting for it to end. Like, just wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting me. Like, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Of course, your boy has a lot of stuff coming up. Thank you guys. Love you guys. You guys have a great night. It's your boy G Marcus TV signing off.
Got it. That's a wrap.